up? It's PDX Guitar Freak, and in this video I want to talk about the Gibson SG Standard Gold Series Limited Edition electric guitar Alpine White. That's what it's officially being listed as on the Guitar Center website, where it is an exclusive. You can only get it at Guitar Center. And you know, I watched and monitored this guitar for several months before I bought it, and the only place I ever saw it used was also on the Guitar Center website. So I would check that out too in case you're interested. Now, what makes this a limited edition? Oh, sorry, let me take a step back. The reason I decided to do this video, this guitar debuted on my channel just a few days ago when I did a video on how to play the solo from You Shook Me All Night Long. And someone was saying, oh, hey, I noticed it was on sale. You know, is it worth it at that price? And I thought, you know, I'll just do a quick video because there could be other people that are considering this guitar and want another opinion. I've actually had this guitar for about 4 months, and at the time I bought it, I found out this one was built in August of 2018, and I bought it in September of 18. Now, they've actually been being supplied to Guitar Center since 2016, so they call it a limited edition, but they've been making them for a couple of years, so it really feels more like they should just call it an exclusive, because if you think about it, they change models every year, right? The 18 is different than the 19, which is different than the 17, so I don't know. And I called Gibson and I asked them if they had a particular number they were shooting for in terms of the output, and they said they don't. So I'd consider it more of an exclusive for now. That said, I don't know how many they're going to produce or for how long. Now, let's go through the specs. So it's got a mahogany body, as you would expect from the SG. No surprises there. You've got the usual contours, etc. It's Alpine White, which is one of the things that makes it kind of special. You know, Gibson does white periodically with the SG. It's not one of the colors they have every year, like, you know, aged cherry or black or whatever. But it comes around periodically. And I've got to be honest, and hopefully this doesn't upset anybody, I'm not a big fan of the classic cherry on SGs. I realize that's what it's, you know, when people think of an SG, that's the original, that's what it's synonymous with, the color. But I just find the red ones to be kind of boring looking. But the white, I think, just looks very sleek and sexy and kind of transforms it into, you know, almost a different instrument. But hey, to each their own, right? Now, the nitrocellulose gloss, there's a problem with the finish, potentially. So you'll read online that other people have had issues with this guitar and it being easily stained, okay? And the only examples I could find, specific examples of how it happened, were people talking about leaving the guitar on their stand, and then the stand where it was touching the guitar permanently stained it. And that's something you really need to think about if you're going to buy this guitar. Now, for me, I keep it in its case when I'm not playing it, okay? So I'm not leaving it susceptible to that sort of staining, and it's not rubbing against any piece of clothes for long enough, I think, to do the same. So I'm okay with that risk, but it's something you really need to think about if you plan on keeping this guitar on a stand or a wall hanger or any other sort of object that might stain it. All right, what else is different about this guitar? We've got the usual tune-o-matic bridge. The pickups are the Gibson's classic 57s, which are, you know, as the name implies, they're intended to recreate the sound of, you know, the original PAFs back in the 50s. And yeah, I'd say they're moderate output, but they can rock. I mean, that's what this guitar is intended for, right? I did try it side by side with the regular 2018 SG Standard, which has the 61 pickups. And I definitely could feel those had a little bit more output. You know, when I played with the bridge position, you know, the other one had a little more, you know, bite, a little more crunch to it. But these can handle, you know, all-out metal tones too. I tend to use this guitar when I want more of a 70s kind of classic rock tone, right? So kind of ranging from Jimmy Page to Angus Young to Michael Schenker, those kind of levels of gain, right? Although it can handle things like Van Halen or Metallica or anything, you know, with a little more, needing a little more output, just fine in my opinion. Now, you've got your typical toggle switch and the volume for each and tone for each, and of course, the gold hardware. Um, and that's one of the other things that makes this somewhat of a special instrument. Although I've got to tell you, white SGs with chrome hardware I think look fantastic too. And had it had chrome hardware, it probably wouldn't have changed my mind. I probably would have still bought it at the price I got it at, and we'll get to that in a minute. You've got the slim taper neck, which I really like. Most of the guitar playing that I do is, Van Halen inspired 80s stuff. So I like, thinner necks, and I don't have large hands. My hands are a little on the smaller side, so I don't like big baseball bat necks. These slim taper necks are comfortable for me. Not too big, not too small. And I can easily get my thumb wrapped around and all of that, which is important to me. So I really like the necks. Rosewood fingerboard, 22 medium jumbo frets, and then of course we have the gold hardware up top, and we have locking tuners. One thing that I thought was interesting when you think about the 18 and the 19 SG standards is the 18 comes with locking tuners, but the 19 doesn't. So it looks like they decided to skimp in that area for the newer ones. Personally, if I was looking for a regular SG standard in cherry or black or whatever, I'd probably get the 18 over the 19. Not only because right now you can get the 18s for a much better price because they're marking them down to get room for the new stuff, but the 18 also has the half pick guard like this as opposed to the full, which I think looks better. The pickups are different, right? They change the pickups every year to give them a justification for that's one of the things they do to give them a justification to call it a new model. So the pickups will also be a differentiating matter, but anyway, back to this guitar. Now I also want to talk about the case, because if you do your research and you read other reviews online, you'll hear people talking about a white interior case. Mine did not come with a white interior case. The interior on mine was black. Now it is the same, high quality Gibson standard case, form-fitting, plush, really nice. I was a little disappointed that mine didn't have white, so I called Gibson and I said, hey, here's my serial number, should it have come with a white case? And they said, nope, they, based on mine, which was built in August of 2008, my production date, they weren't using the white interior cases anymore. So if you happen to get one, or you find one with one, consider yourself lucky because those white interior cases look pretty darn cool. Now, the price. So it's been listed at about a little over $1,800 US for a while. And as I said, it's on sale right now. Now, when I bought it 4 months ago, it was also on sale for a little bit over $1,500, which is the same price right now. And on their website, as of this moment, it says, on sale for, sale ends in 3 days, whatever. And I waited for it to be on sale because I feel like $1,800, even though they call it an exclusive and they're not as prevalent as the blacks and the cherries, still, I just don't feel like that's a justifiable price. So I waited and waited till I saw it on sale, and I also traded in another guitar at the same time. Now, in addition to all that, I went and negotiated 10% off that $1,500. So I got 10% off $1,500, and I had a trade-in. So for me, I didn't spend a lot. But I want to mention that because again, I feel like the $1,800 price is a bit steep, and so I think they're realizing that, and hence why we're seeing these sales that are coming and going. All right, well, that was my quick review of the Gibson SG Standard Gold Series Limited Edition electric guitar, Alpine White. If you have questions, let me know, and I will answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.